Welcome back to The Farmer Was Replaced. Last time we wrote this code and here, and we can now successfully plant trees and farm wood much more efficiently than just with the bushes. Because the trees get a penalty when grown directly next to each other. We don't want to do that. So we wrote this little script. So trees are getting planted in this checkerboard pattern. What do I want to do today? Now you can see our caps got reached and we're farming hay again. What I want to do today is I want to unlock some upgrades. I want to unlock pumpkins and maybe get started farming some of those to later unlock all these fun utilities and imports and lists, and they will make future scripts much easier. So let's start by unlocking pumpkins. We're gonna read that in a second. Let's also unlock some grass upgrades, and I can get 3 in here, and some speed upgrades. And now we need cactus. We don't have that yet. We can also expand the farm as soon as we have pumpkins, so we want to for sure do that. Yeah, the yield increases we don't really care about yet. Now let's get started by reading what's about the pumpkins. Pumpkins grow on carrots until the soil. Planting them costs carrots, so that's something interesting. When all the pumpkins in a square are fully grown, they will grow together to form a giant pumpkin. Unfortunately, pumpkins have a 20% chance of dying once they are fully grown, so you will need to replant the dead ones if you want them to merge. The yield of a giant pumpkin depends on the size of the pumpkin. Oh, this is interesting. So all the pumpkins are gonna like the size of the pumpkin will be take the power of 3, and so a 1 by 1 pumpkin is 1, and 2 by 2 is 8, 3 by 3 27, or 4 by 4 46. Oh, you can get bigger. Okay, so the side times 5. Oh, the side squared times 5 will be the yield of a bigger pumpkin. So we want to get as big of pumpkins as possible. I'm not sure if I really want to fully optimize this yet, but I would so for pumpkins we can't just with the trees, we can't just plant them in between stuff. So if we need pumpkin, we shouldn't plant anything else for a while. So I think we should start. Let's just see. So if we have enough carrots, we just want to see elif number of items, and we want to check how many pumpkins we have. Items dot pumpkin. If this is smaller than our pumpkin cap, then we want to see if it's grassland, and if it's grassland, we want to till it. If we've done that, we want to plant a pumpkin. Now, the thing here is we're going to use carrots, and as soon as we plant carrots, there's not gonna be enough carrots for the carrots cap. We should also really do this. So we can, let's make it 5k. The thing is, as soon as we plant pumpkins, we won't have enough carrots, so it wants to plant carrots again. But we don't really wanna do that. We only wanna plant carrots again if we planted a lot of pumpkins. So let's see. Maybe we should only plant carrots. How can we do that? The number of let's just see what happens if we do it like that. Oh, we're below on our grass cap, so let's make this 2k for now. And as soon as 2k's are reached, which should be now, we should start seeing. Oh, and we don't have enough wood. So the wood is 12k. Yeah, that's gonna be. So after that, it should change to pumpkins. No, it's gonna plant some carrots first. But until as soon as we have 10k carrots, it should. This is taking too long, so I'm gonna lower this a little. So now it should. Okay. Okay, pumpkin has never been defined. Ah, so we want plant entities dot pumpkin. Who saw the mistake? Let's see. Now we're planting pumpkins. Some are dying. Actually, a lot of them died, and now we got a problem because up to now we always checked if we can harvest. The thing is, if there are pumpkins that die, there will be nothing on the field. So we can't really do that. For now we don't need it, so let's just delete it. And let's see. And now you can also see like how they grow together. And actually this is giving us some amount of pumpkin, and it's not bad. So we can plant pumpkins. The thing is, we could make this much more efficient by waiting until every tile has a pumpkin. So before we harvest the pumpkins, we could check if every tile has a pumpkin yet. So if it's one big pumpkin. Not sure if this is worth it for now. And now you can also see like it's mixing pumpkins with others. So there's no way a really big pumpkin can form. So maybe that's something for a future episode. We'll see. We could also try to keep track of every single tile and could only harvest, for example, pumpkins if every tile is a pumpkin. Then we would have to rewrite this though. So we could check every time we harvest, we could check if below is a pumpkin. If there is one, we check if we're on the last field. But the thing is, then we're not sure that everything is a pumpkin. So let's just try to harvest. So and then we can get entity type, I think. And if this is entities.pumpkin, then we want to do something. And else we want to just harvest, I think. Let's see. Let's just do a flip and see. Oh, yeah. I forgot those again. Let's see. Entity type. Let's see. Now it should work. Yeah, now it's planting pumpkins. Okay, now there's a pumpkin, so it's waiting. So it's just doing a flip for every pump. The thing is, if there's a pumpkin, we wanna wait, or let's see, we wanna check if maybe if the position is this one. And if it is, then check if every other one is also pumpkin. So how do we get position X is equal to get world size. Let's see, this returns the side length of the grid in north to south directions. So it's 1, 2, 3. So it's 4. So this would be 3 and 3. So get world size -1 and get position Y is equal to get world size -1. If this is the case, then we want to check every tile again. Then we want to move north. So we're on this tile here again. And for I in range, does this work? Get world size. We wanna we wanna check if get entity type is entities.pumpkin, and if it is, wow, this is hard. This is really hard. Let's just see that it just moves one. If it is, we want to move north, and if it isn't, we want to we want to check if the ground type is the right one, and we want to till. Let's see. No, if it's not a pumpkin, we check if it's a pumpkin. If it's not, we want to check if it's grassland and plant the pumpkin. And then we want to move north. And then we want to move how did we do that? Move north, and then we want to move east. Yeah, and then we want to move east. And if it's not a pumpkin, we want to harvest. And we want to harvest. Do we just want to harvest? Let's just see what happens. So now it's a pumpkin. And I forgot the brackets again. Let's see. Yeah, now we're farming wood, so that's not really helpful. Let's see. Carrots. We also need carrots. Now there's pumpkins. Trying to use on the function. Wow, I forgot them here too. Let's see. Again, we're planting some pumpkins. And now now it's... Let's see. What is it doing? So it's... Oh, it moved north. It should not move north. It should move north and move east. Let's see. I'm gonna try and stop it at the right moment so we can see if it works. So we're going through the code, we're checking. But because we're not on the... Okay, so now it went here and it checked. Oh no, it didn't. Now it's doing really strange stuff. Okay, so this is not working. Let's see. Let's just for now harvest. This is really not easy. But we're getting some pumpkins. It's just not optimized. Like that. This was a big one, but like it's not perfect. I don't like it. The thing is about the dying pumpkins. Like it would work perfectly. Like as you can see, it's actually like always planting a whole field, almost. That just made my argument worthless. Like, it's working kinda, it's just not efficient. Well, we could wait for every pumpkin to grow and check, and if it's not growing, then we wanna just plant again. and as soon as there's one, we'll keep going. We'll keep going. But this is not a good version 2. Let's see. Is there something we can unlock already? We need a lot of pumpkins. Like, we need to get this thing much more efficient. How could we do that? So, let's stop it and reset. So, if we're low on pumpkin, then we want to start a function called farm pumpkins. So let's try and define this function. Farm pumpkins, because we really want to make this work. And I would say let's actually try this. Move east, and for every tile. And then here we wanna check. Oh, yeah, so we wanna check if the ground's grassland and till it for every tile. We wanna check if it's tilled, and if not, we wanna plant entities.pumpkin. Now, if we're done with that, let's see, if we're done with that, we want to move north and move east. As soon as so this should, as soon as it gets told, let's plant those. Okay, now this makes the code really strange, so let's see. We only want to do that if our x get position x equals 0 and get position y equals 0, 2. So then we want to farm pumpkins. So now it's why is it doing this now? Okay, let's see. So my idea was that let's see, oh, so probably we need to harvest first. So we need to harvest and then get the ground type. Maybe let's see if that works. Okay, we wanna move east and do this thing again. So we wanna probably put this. Yeah, this makes much more sense. For y in range. Get world size. Let's see. Now it's planting pumpkins everywhere, and now it starts planting other stuff again. If it planted it here, it's gonna move north and then move east. And it's doing this 1, 2, 3 times. It should also do it a 4th time. So this should work. The thing is now, if it's done that, it should do a flip. Let's just while through. I just want to see that this works. So it should just try and plant pumpkins everywhere. It's gonna plant some carrots again, so we have now it's planting those. Why is it? Did this one die? Let's just check again. Was it planting one here? It planted one here, so let's just, whoops. I didn't want to do that. Let's see. Okay, now it's planting. Just gonna. And now it got to the last one, checked if it's tilted, planted a pumpkin, moved north, moved east, and now it's doing flips. Okay, so the idea here is that we're now going to do this again. And for, do we have lists? Yeah, we can unlock lists. Let's unlock lists. So lists are an easy way to store multiple values in a single variable. You can create new lists like this list. The list now contains values. So my idea is that it's now going to check where a pumpkin is, and everywhere that a pumpkin is, it's gonna put. This isn't really. Is this helpful? Like we could just. Is there a way for us to check that there's a one big pumpkin? Let's see if we can. Where are the pumpkins? Because if we just do it again, the chances are going to be bigger that a one big pumpkin is here. But it's not gonna prevent that there's one dying a second time. So this is not always gonna work. So we could we do something here? We could, let's just copy this and try to write some, like that it checks move north, north, move east. So if it came to here, it's just gonna nope. Let's see. Let's move this here like this. East. This is hard. And now we wanna maybe just move over everything and add a number or add 1 to every field that's a pumpkin. So let's maybe define number of pumpkins equals 0. This should work, right? And for every tile, we check if get entity type equals entities.pumpkin. And if that's the case, we want a number of pumpkins plus equals 1. So we want to add 1. Else, as there's nothing, else we just want to plant one. So now the thing here is, it's maybe we should reset it here. Number of pumpkins and is 0, and while number of pumpkins equals or is smaller number of pumpkins is smaller than get world size squared. How do we do squared? Is it, let's see, operators. I think it's the double one, right? Power, yeah. Yeah, so get world size to the power of 2. So while this is smaller than that, we want to do that. So we want to set number of pumpkins to 0 and then go through all the pumpkins, add 1 if there's a pumpkin, and else we want to plant entities.pumpkin. Right? And then we're gonna move on. And then we're on the end. We went through all of them, and it's gonna check again if number of pumpkins is smaller than the world size. As soon as it gets to this, like to the square of the world size, so to the count of all the tiles, then it's gonna get out of the while and we're gonna harvest, yeah, and then I think it can move on. What's the problem? Move north. Nope, didn't want to do that. Let's see. Now I destroyed stuff. Let's see. And then we move north and move east, and if it's done, we want to harvest. So let's Let's try this. So it's going through, it's gonna stock up on carrots. It has to stock up some more. Now it should start planting pumpkins soon. Oh, the carrot cap is on 9k, so let's set this down to 8k. And now it's planting pumpkins. I'm gonna stop this here and gonna auto click. Okay, so now it's going through all of it. If there's no pumpkin, it's gonna plant one. And it's gonna do that again, because here's still no pumpkin. And it died again. It plants one there. Let's see, it plants one here. And because this one, I think it did not yet count the one that we planted here, so it's gonna do it again. It's not a fishing code, it's just... And now it's sure that it has every... Move east and then harvest. Wow. Let's see it again. This seems like it's working. This is really hard, and it's really not efficient code. But it's working, and it's getting us a lot of pumpkins. And the cool thing is, this works even if the whole thing gets bigger. Not sure why it's... Oh, so it's starting to plant pumpkins here? Or... Like... Do you see that if here... Like it lets the... these are empty for a while. Instead of just... Yeah, but other than that, it's working. Like, it's not perfect. But we're harvesting only the biggest pumpkins that are possible. Yeah. We're only harvesting the biggest pumpkins. And as I'm really proud of this, I think that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed watching, and let's see some last pumpkins. No, I hope you enjoyed watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you liked the video. And we'll see each other next time.